Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union is a proud supporter of Navy athletics. I'm now joined by one of the stars of the men's gymnastics program this year, Riley Rose. Thank you so much for being with us, man.
Thank you for having me.
ECAC is looming for you, and you had quite a bit of success at this competition last year. You won the high bars outright. What for you has you most excited about your return to ECACs?
I think me personally, it's a little bit different than my return, but it's a team's return as Navy men's gymnastics in order to uphold our title as Eastern Conference champions. And as much as it meant a lot to get those individual accolades last year, I was competing solely for the team, and team comes first in my book any day. So I'm excited to go as a team.
Then it must have felt pretty good to go to nationals and you end up on top of both Army and Air Force. Talk to me about what that placing and what that finish meant to you guys.
Yes. Ending ahead of Air Force and Army is we all three do the same thing. We all have a lot of military life outside of gymnastics. So being able to compete against them is an honor every time. But ending up on top of them was a great team effort. Once again, no one routine ever wins the match, and the team as a whole did a great job. So,
did it mean anything extra special to you? I mean, you grew up in Vegas. Air Force is a closer service academy to you than coming all the way to the East Coast and going to school in Annapolis. Why was it that you actually decided on Navy?
So my uncle and my grandpa are actually in the Air Force and reserves now, but I loved the culture here in Annapolis. When I took my trip, I was deciding between Army and Navy, and I took my trip here, and I loved Annapolis. I loved the campus here, and I loved the people and what they had to offer. Just the overall culture of this place had me set from the beginning. So.
When you are at your best, how do you get yourself into a groove? How do you make sure that you're in the right mindset to excel both on the rings and on the high bar?
Definitely for me, a lot of the times gymnasts, they do mental repetitions over and over. We do a ton of physical work during the week. So just making sure I do those mental preparations, last minute preparations before I go, because usually your body's ready to go. You're physically prepared to do that routine when the pressure's on, but a lot of the times the mental side of it goes unnoticed. So making sure I get those mental reps, I put myself in front of that crowd before I'm actually in front of the crowd, in front of my brothers. And during the week, I put myself under those pressure situations as much as possible in order to prepare to do well on those events.
As you look back on your time with the mids, what for you is your proudest memory?
Proudest memory. I'd say actually this year's Army Navy. That was a huge competition. The team went 24 for 24 routines. We stuck so many dismounts. We actually had an MO for mids to come up there and watch. So I'd say the crowd was equally packed with our midshipmen and their cadets. And it was the most proud I've ever been of this team, probably.
Riley, you look ahead to these ECACs. What gives you the most confidence? Because you talked about wanting to keep the focus on the team, and what gives you a lot of confidence that you guys can become back-to-back champs?
Coming off of a win like the USAG Collegiate Championships this last weekend, that definitely gives us confidence. But we always say to ourselves, it's 0-0 on Monday. So that reminds ourselves to not to get complacent during the week, and knowing that my brothers never get complacent during the week and that we put our best foot forward every single day, every single time we're in that gym twice a day, that gives me the mental stability to know that we're going to go out there and handle business. So
what else do you do outside of gymnastics to help keep your mind right and allow yourself to excel at a high level?
I don't get far away from my brothers. I spend time with them. This is a big thing we do. We actually have I don't know if you're familiar with Clash Royale, a video game, but we have like a clan that we all participate in, and we just battle each other always and just try to reach the most amount of trophies. And that's like a big reliever for us, because outside of the gym, we just take our mind off of like more important stuff and just put it on the simple stuff like a video game, but still being brothers and being with each other. So something as simple as that could be a relax from normal life.
All right, who has the most complete army in Clash amongst the men's gymnastics team?
His name's Colby Prince on the team, junior. He's got the most complete army. Shout out him. So he's good.
I love it. You've already got your service assignment as well for after your time in Annapolis. What has you most excited for your own future away from the gym?
Mm. Well, as you may have known, I selected Marine Ground along with two of my other brothers on the team, Will Champagne and RJ Spears. So I'm excited to go into this new chapter full of brotherhood and a lot of the things I'm used to growing up. Growing up with gymnastics, it's a very disciplined lifestyle. A lot of the times when you want to go to that younger like birthday party or do this and that, a lot of the times you're focused on gymnastics practice because it just encapsulates your whole life as a young kid. So going into another form of discipline and brotherhood and people that Marines, I guess, right? Being a Marine first before our job. I'm just excited for another opportunity to indulge in something like that. So
Awesome. Well, Riley, best of luck to you. We're looking forward to see you show off a couple more times as a midshipman before then. Thanks for your time, man. Best of luck to you.
thanks so much. Thank you for having me.